than I've ever been. Yeah. So with that one, I was trying to go real storytelling-y, which is why it just got one long verse in it with almost where I'm just telling a story. And that was also me trying to channel that old style because I was so used to doing like a AD kind of structure of a song. So yeah, I did it that way.
It's a real throwback because like you say Johnny Cash, I hear a little Roy Orbison, even a little Elvis in there. Do you know what I mean? It's definitely that pinpoints that little era quite nicely, doesn't it? Yeah, approach, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I bring in some of the vibrato warbles and stuff because I think it really lends itself to that era, you know. Yeah. What else to say about that song?
Guys, got anything to say?
Normally, when I introduce it, I'll do like a kind of like a imagine yourself on a dusty trail, you know. But you know.
But they've already walked up once we get here.
Exactly.
So they don't have to stretch to do that.
Yeah. But it was so crazy. Kind of discovering that I could sing lower. It just was really weird. Like I don't know if it's just because I got older and that part unlocked, but like yeah, because you remember back when I was doing like rock and stuff, my choruses were always like power registers super high up. Like, yeah.
Do you find it easier to sing on a lower octave?
I do now.
That you do now, because it's one of those things I've never had particularly low voice, but with some songs that I've written recently, because in the past I've always written quite high in my range and I quite like a bit of a yelp and things. And over recent years, I've sort of wrote a couple of songs where I've just put them into like my comfortable singing range.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's cheating.
Yeah. You know, it is weird. I mean, like to start with, I didn't have the same kind of control over the bass register, where I could hit the notes, but I couldn't do like trills and kind of like fun stuff. But like over time, just sort of exercising that part, now it feels really comfy down there. But to start with, I was kind of like, especially to hit that low note, I was like, I have to lean into it, you know what I mean?
But isn't that like a bit of the misconception about singing low is that you kind of always assume that like if you're singing high, you have to kind of like reach up for it. If you're low, you have to go down. Like actually to shift your larynx, it's the opposite. Like you have to lower your larynx to sing a lower register, which actually is better to sing higher to be able to like. So you have to raise your chin to get the higher the larynx to go down, and to get your larynx to go up to reach the high stuff. You should actually be leaning down. So it's kind of one of the sometimes like little YouTube video links like cheats like that can help to kind of like say, oh, actually no, this is a mechanical process. Like it's not just like.
The thing is as well, I think in the over time of like singing, because like obviously I used to always sing high register, so that was like a really strong part of my range. As I brought it, like as I started writing stuff a bit more mid or lower and kind of extended that part of my range, I probably lost like maybe one or two notes off the top. But that also is probably because I'm just older now and I'm not touring constantly.
Just one or two?
Yeah, and because I used to be playing like all year long, all the time touring, and I'm not really doing that now. I'm working a job trying to like earn a living and not be out on the street.
It's doing it regularly.
Like,
When Smilex were playing all the time, my voice was like so flexible and so fluid. I grew up just listening to Prince, like learning to sing. So there's that high, really trying to do all falsetto stuff, and then him singing really low at some points. So you're trying to do everything. And then I grew up with Corey Glover or Scott Whalen, who were trying to do all of it as well. Do you know?
And like Mike Patton as well with the range. And I remember actually because me and you actually bumped into each other at a Prince concert because he's both of our heroes. But yeah, so I always loved the fact that I had like a really big range. But I have been told by people who have come to a random show and have never heard my material before. They're like, oh yeah, you've got a good singing voice, like your songs, but you ask a lot of the listener. And I've always thought that was really interesting because like he wanted me to just keep it a little bit more tucked in, whereas I'm like going up and down all over the show.
You should have said, would you like to buy a CD?
Yeah. I challenge you to reach into your wallet.
I think I'm asking a lot of you now. Pay something. Sorry.
No, it's just so. But it's been fun, like, because obviously I was in a lot of like I was in metal bands and I was in rock bands and I started like bringing in more of the kind of those kind of older elements into what I was writing.
I think it's also like when you're singing about this humongous rock beast, there is that thing of like you've got to be in a certain register to get part of that.
Yeah,
for
to cut
people
through.
to hear it.
100%.
And you listen to the most popular rock music of all time, whether it be Twist and Shout by the Beatles or going all the way to At the Drive-In or whatever. It's like someone going right there, right above the rumble. So even to hear yourself, you know, very popular rock
Typo
bands.
Negative is probably the only one that they're not.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been nice to kind of like play around a little bit more with different areas, and I think I can hit like I can bring out different emotions in different parts of my range as well. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Wicked. And on that note, would you like to bring out some different emotions for us?
I'll stick with the same awful ones as before. So it just so happens that I thought it's a songwriter circle. I thought I'll try and pick some sort of more lyrical songs. Just so happens I've got a song of sort of that's coming out as a single later this year. That's it's back to Noel Gallagher. I don't know why. I don't know why this happened. When I was a teenager, there was a sort of a discussion happening about the qualities of Oasis, and I was sort of a sort of plucky teenager. Well, the first gig I ever went to was Oasis at Nebworth. I was quite a fan for a very short period of time, and then I found other music and I sort of expanded and got a bit bored.
Other music, you say?
Yeah, there's more music than Oasis. It took me a while to understand, but
What BDI you mean? You're talking about that?
yeah, BDI and what's it? So there was this discussion, and I'd sort of made this sort of flippant comment about Noel Gallagher not being a very good guitar player, and I said, I'm probably a better guitar player than him. I wasn't a better guitar player than him. I'm still not a better guitar player than him. He's got a lot of hours working, but at some point, the sort of jabbing was going on, and so you think you're better than Oasis, and I was like, yeah, I'm probably better than Oasis. So many years later, I think a couple of years ago, having written a song thinking in the mind of Noel Gallagher, I thought, I better write this song about being better than Oasis. So I've written a song called Better Than Oasis, and it's actually a really sweet love song, but it's framed around being better than Oasis.
We'll let them be the judge, I guess.
You can, yeah. Yeah, I'll take some more of that, more than a little bit less of the vocal. Be anything more than just love feeling deep. All the songs in my life turned out wrong. All the records were a big flop. The only melodies were recycled Britpop. That has all changed since you came along. I'm better than Oasis. We'll be here now when we're apart. Together we're albums 1 and 2. Oh, we could live forever. Do you know what I mean? When you're with me, I'm better than the Beatles, Radiohead and Queen. All my inspiration used to stay in bed. Now I'm not greater than Radiohead. Everything is in its right place now. I'm better than Oasis. When I am with you, we'll be here now when we're apart. Together we're albums 1 and 2. Oh, we could live forever. Do you know what I mean? Raise your hand and queen. Now queen when the front you buy any outsiders, the real them is ready and the synthesizers, the Beatles doing the empty romance, rocking out a little Richard and Chuck Berry. I'm better than Oasis when I am with you. We'll be here now when we're apart, but together we're albums 1 and 2. If you ever leave me, the music will die, and I'll be left to wipe the tears from my beady eyes. I'm better than Oasis, and you're the reason why.
What happened there was he said, I've got one song that has audience participation and one song that doesn't. And everyone was very vocal about the one that doesn't have audience participation.
I think you actually hit the nail on the head.
It's pretty handy. Pretty handy. I can't sing today because I had planned one where I was going to turn you all into a choir. So like, I'm pretty. You must be all very grateful that I'm not doing that today.
Well, it's to switch up the pace a little bit. And actually, it does have a time signature change. It has a slowdown, so you picked correctly.
I work hard to survive and keep the fire burning in my soul. Sell my time and tell my mind to work to pay my way. It ain't right to have nothing from the cradle to the grave. You're just an early morning city riser, early warning. And I'm gonna sing the stick, 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 stick. Every hour slipping away. The clock just sing the tick, 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 tick. Sell my time and sell my mind to work to pay my way. But it ain't right to have nothing from the cradle to the grave. You're just an early morning riser, early warning, sits up for you're just an early morning city riser, early warning. Don't do time for everyone who wants to use you, wants to use you. And I don't mind, no, no, I don't mind, no. I work my fingers to the bone. early morning, sitting by the early morning. Don't do time for everyone who wants to use you, wants to use you.
And so Pat, drummer, and I have sometimes little arguments about what type of signatures some things I've written are, and like what's the difference when you count in crotchets or in quavers. Like it's kind of like, but isn't it the same? It's just like you just change the tempo, right? As in it's just like you half and double. Well, yeah, half or double, and like you half or double the tempo, and it just doesn't make it so called like kind of relevant. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit on that for this particular song because.
Before you do it, Liv,
yeah.
do you mind, so it doesn't go out of my head, how did you learn the AEG? Because I know it as every A stad goes bald easy. Do you know? Do you know that? How do you know it as? Do you just know it as that's what it is? Do you not know it as a rhyme? You didn't learn it like a rhyme?
No, but I like it. Honestly, I was like, I didn't even know that this tuning was called Open G. I just basically when we learned Last Goodbye, like the guitar just kind of happened to be left in that tuning, so I started like playing around on it. I didn't even realize it was in that, and then I published like an Instagram post saying like, oh yeah, cool, I discovered this new thing. It's like you explained it, and someone was like, yeah, it's called Open G. It's like, it's me thinking it's like this great like random discovery. Yeah, clearly not a very good guitarist. Anyway, so I'll play, try to have a go at this song, and then I'll talk you through a little bit of the time signature questions. Let's build the fallout, escape from craving. Time is waiting. So, question on counting on that one. So, we were going to work on the bit, like, because when I wrote it, I also put a little thing out on Instagram, like at that point it was basically my friends, and like, what time signature is that chorus, you know? It's kind of Actually, I'd be curious, what would you put that as? As in, how would you count it? Like, what would you put? Like, would you do like
I'd just like to say I'm a singer, it's not my job to count. I have a drummer and then the other people for that stuff.
Because basically, like, I think a lot of people were counting it in fours. Well, sorry, like, as in, it's essentially like 7 that goes back to 6, that goes back to 7, like, that is, but at the same time, like, whenever you kind of try and count it in kind of crotchets, it's kind of like, and basically you're constantly kind of going like from being on the beat and off the beat. Actually, we were talking about this the other day, like about sometimes, like, especially like I listen to a lot of Tool and things like that, a lot of math rock, where they do a lot of, like, obviously funky time signatures and stuff, and like sometimes they deliberately make it edgy, right? As in, to make it edgy, so you're constantly like kind of, you're starting to rock out, and then like the beat goes, and you're like, where does it go? And like, and you just kind of keep whilst sometimes like people find out you've got funny time signatures, and actually you don't really notice it because the vocals kind of resolve. And actually, I worked out on that one, like, where the verse could be counted in 7s, actually it kind of counted in 14s, because like the vocal resolves itself. And so rather than being like 7/4 going to like 6/4 going back to like 5/4 for the chorus, I ended up counting it in 8s, so that basically throughout the whole thing you kind of like, never feel as if you're actually losing a beat or adding a beat, because like if you count it in 4s, you're basically constantly feeling as if you're adding a beat or removing a beat, and then if you kind of lose track of where you are, and you can kind of lose track with the drummer and stuff. And actually, if you count it in 8s, you're basically just constantly like it's 14, then it's 12, then it's 14, then it's 12, then it's 10, then and then all of a sudden, like, that just feels like a natural flow, and then that makes it kind of coherent. So like that's kind of how I started thinking about it, and that is why it's in 8s and not 4s, Pat.
I would always. Sorry, no, I was just going to say, I always think it's really cool when you work out that a song is like, if you go and try and learn some old Beatles song, like, oh my god, what is this time signature? Or Soundgarden, and you'd be like, oh my god, what are they doing here, kind of thing. But you don't know until you actually try and get deep into it. And the other thing I was thinking is that bit when you're dancing to the metal band and it stops, that's the bit where you throw up the voice.
Yeah, I've never been sort of shy of messing around with some time signatures and things, and it's always fun to do that. And it's like, it is all down to sort of how you feel comfortable counting, isn't it? It's like that chorus, I was like counting in 10s, like, just sort of 10s, just sort of felt, because I like to have that resolution of like, that's the whole number. I get to 10 and I go up to the beginning again. And when I've written stuff in the past, I quite like writing in sort of 15, but it's normally like a 7 and an 8, or an 8 and a 7, but I like to have it all tied together. It's like when I get to that number, it goes back to the beginning again. And that's kind of a fun way, but different people
OCD songwriting.
Yeah, people count in very different ways. I remember we once tried, when I was in the Edible 5 Smiths, we once tried to write a song using the beats in the bar as a phone number. So it's like 835. Yeah, thing. In the end, we didn't do that. What we did do is we had the drums. The drums started with 8 beats in the bar and going down to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The guitars went the other way around. It was fun. Really self-indulgent.
the mess you made. You celebrate with vodka, lime, lemonade. Sweet, well ain't that funny, 'cause I've got a news for you. Drink up, I'm telling you, your time is through. I said drink up. You thought the blame would bounce off you, but you were revenge. But if you bow to give way to that final stench, oh, we'll be happy cleaning up that smell. We'll be happy to send you back to hell. When they take you to the gallows, they won't waste no love. They have hollowed in a crowd of cheers. There won't be a single tear as we watch away the pain from all the years. Cry when they take you to the gallows. They won't waste no love. They have hollowed in a crowd of cheers. There won't be a single tear.
Up like we've got way time at the end, we're going to be like a free stuff.
I mean, you know, battle rap is one of those things that is less family friendly than you might think.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure, but I appreciate it.
Plus, I do not volunteer to battle with you on this.
Did you just hear my lyrical prowess there?
I want to be in just because I figure I've got like plenty you could come up with. You know what I mean?
But we're also friends, you know.
Yeah. So okay, Liv, do you wanna pass it around for now?
I prepared some talking points, basically to explain to everyone. I woke up this morning having lost my voice, and so I prepared some talking points because I can talk quite well about my writing, and that's kind of the problem is where I lost my voice. And actually, one of the talking points is actually as a musician and as a singer, like how do you manage your voice? And actually, I've first time with this like lineup, we've done a mini tour. This is my 6th gig in 6 days, and you'd think it would be the singing that would have made me lose my voice, but actually, I felt like when I was a kid, I used to lose my voice all the time in shows, and because I fell all the time. You wouldn't get to hear yourself sing. You just kind of get carried away and scream, and like you wreck your voice. And actually, like that's really technique. And when you refine your technique as a singer, you can actually just keep on going. Whereas I can now like do 2-hour shows and be totally clear voiced and stuff, but. If I started to learn that, like, if you're going to go on tour, don't like combine it with meeting up with old friends that you haven't seen in 8 years, because then you end up talking
over loud.
Exactly, because when you sing, you control, like, you use technique and you control yourself, and actually in that, like, talking over loud music, that's a totally uncontrolled process. So, yeah, that's certainly a starting point for me. But I've got a few things.
Whilst we're on that topic, by the way, vocal zones are really nice, and they gave us like loads of free vocal zone products. So if you do ever have sore voice and need to do public speaking or singing or whatever, then do check out vocal zone products. They have like nice teas and plasters. So there you go.
Did it still subliminal advertising for you there, guys?
Not so subliminal, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just kind of, it's going to be a lot more instrumental and not me kind of talking through some of the stuff that I can take into account as a writer, because essentially I'm also a bassist who's more recently moved on to guitar, and as a two-piece, like I had to kind of fill a lot more space and sound. A lot of people kind of ask how I managed to kind of create a big sound with basically one guitar and drums. And I think it's partly because I do write on the guitar a bit like I write on bass. Like, so for example, on one song where it may make me sound like I'm not very good guitarist, but I do write a lot on the first or four strings. Like, I don't use a lot of the top strings, and I think it's kind of. So I try and like combine the bass line with the kind of guitar licks inside. So like where, for example, in the single that released on Quickfix, Magpie, which you can check out if you want to hear the whole thing, because I can't sing it today. Where like normally, for example, we go something, I don't know if like the verse was going like. If the verse will go something like that. Sing along, it sounds cool, and then you kind of do it. Like, you know, if you had like bass and like you had kind of another guitarist and vocals, it will sound really cool. But like if you're just one of you, you kind of have to fill it out a lot. So I kind of basically riff a lot on the like bottom bit, but then add the lick on top. Like, so like. Essentially, that's kind of how I write, and then basically I put an electric guitar through a bass amp, which has 2 channels on it, and it's a clean channel and an overdrive channel. I'm sorry, this is going to be way more interesting to people who caught the show yesterday, but I just like recommend that you check it out on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, so and then that channel you can combine, so you can like control how much of the overdrive side you keep and how much of the bass end you keep. And then sometimes suck in a bit of octave and stuff, and mix in a mixture of like bass guitar pedals and electric guitar pedals, and that kind of gives you. And I massively like change the volumes of them so that you can kind of basically create the variety and the variations of sounds and textures and dynamics that you would normally be able to get through multiple instrumentation, and try and do that with one instrument. And obviously it helps to have like a drummer as well who like knows the songs really, really well and has a virtuosity to also be able to like make the
the drums sound practically lyrical, and that kind of ends up filling the sound. So I think there's a little bit, and similarly, like still a load of like Smashing Pumpkins style techniques, which you kind of only can do when you're playing on open, like detuned, which I play a lot on detuned. So it's kind of like a lot of that kind of thing, and like that you can go a long way on and make it sound really really big, and then similarly like on the outro, it just kind of like instead of like just going make it your little finger to work quite hard, and kind of limits you because obviously you can only like your melody line and your lick can only really be whatever you can reach with your little finger. But yeah, that's kind of pretty much how I write, and it helps to kind of fill the sound, and yeah.
Do we all rip off Billy Corgan here?
I mean, I definitely have to
all the time there.
Like, I think
the being able to leave drones and stuff and make a whole tune out
kind of stuff, a million %. And pretty much the first time I ever played an octave, like a little octave, it was because I was playing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
So,
but it goes a long way.
Yeah. Cool, yeah, we should have prepared a Smashing Pumpkins song.
Oh yeah, decent.
It's only now we think of this.
Yeah, it's like next year maybe.
Check out at Live Loose Music on Instagram and YouTube and Spotify. We can get there's an EP coming out in the near future on Quickfix Recordings, and there's a single already out. So if and then it'll make sense of what I just said, given the fact that I couldn't play it.
You can find most of my stuff. Most of my handles are Matt Edible on the socials. If you go to mattedible.com, you can find stuff there. I think Facebook I'm Matt Edible Music, but I'm very easy to find. There's not many Matt Edibles in the world, and Matt Edible and the Obtuse Angels, certainly, there's not many of them.
You're getting into really rare Google territory, aren't you?
You are. You
Google work.
Definitely are. I don't know if anyone in the area goes to Truck Festival these days still, but we are playing down there next weekend. So,
catch that, definitely.
So if you're about at 3 o'clock on the Veterans and Virgins
that Veterans
stage,
and Virgins, yeah.
And
if you want to find good independent local music at Truck, then the Veterans and Virgins stage is the one to
Yes,
definitely
and I'll
go.
be somewhere over there with records as well.
Yeah. So do buy stuff off and Patrick.
And yeah, I'm called Patrick Crow, so you can look me up. I'm on Spotify. My Instagram is apparently Patrick Crow Music. And if you are remotely interested in seeing me rap battle as well, I'm also just called Crow for that. So you can just search Crow versus rap battle or whatever. You'll probably find me on that, and then see a completely different and bizarre side of me. Thanks.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, thanks everyone.
Right,
Been
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're gonna try and
we are gonna try this.
Are we gonna try
God.
this? We'll try another of Matt's songs that these guys. We thought we should get them all doing something together, right? But they're all in totally different places, unable to rehearse. So this is organised by WhatsApp collaboration. So if it doesn't go well, don't blame us. Oh, really?
Do you want to use mine otherwise? Oh, it's an open G, that's not going to help. Yes, you can use it and just retune it. Yeah, cool, go for it.
Okay, and you got these lyrics.
And also, who's singing?
If it's any consolation, I know what's wrong with that guitar now. What's in a normal tune? What's that? I can't remember what the
Sounds like you're about to play the A-Team. It is a bit like it.
Okay, this is an old song of mine that I had from the days of Edible 5 Foot Smiths. It's a song called Hovercraft. If you know it, sing along, because these guys are singing along as well. And
trying to.
They don't know it. So it's just at the end. There's a nice little tasty time signature at the front of it as well, just to wrap everything up.
He said the first time that I saw you laugh, I wanted to buy you a hovercraft, so that when we lived together in an island shack, if we went out, I know how we'd get back. I wonder if it makes you seasick. I guess it probably would make me seasick. First time that I saw you laugh, I wanted to buy you a hovercraft. When we went out in the island shack, I know that if we went out, I know that we'd get back. I wonder if it makes you seasick. I guess it probably would make me seasick. First time that I saw you laugh, I wanted to buy you a hovercraft. We were together go fishing someday. No real we could just play. I wonder if it makes you seasick. I guess it probably would make me seasick. First time that I saw you laugh, I wanted to buy you a hovercraft. When we lived there in an island shack, and if we went out, I know that we get back. I wonder if it makes you seasick. I guess it probably would make me seasick. First time that I saw you laugh, I wanted to buy you a hovercraft. When we lived together in an island shack, and if we went out, I know that we get back. I wonder if it makes you seasick. I guess it probably would make me seasick. Cool.